So what have we here? We have a Malians versus Britons. Let's look at this side of the map here. So Malians, well, this could be a matchup where the Longswordsman and Castle Age could be viable. So let's see how it plays out. You could go like Men-at-Arms skirms or something like that, because you'll probably want to be making skirms against Britons anyways. Just if Britons goes 2-range archers in Feudal Age, you just kind of die. Like, the map is pretty open, so you can't really rely on walls if the opponent executes this pretty well. But we'll have to see. And, yeah, so 1200 elo. Stuff can happen. And what what has happened already? Not a lot. Both players 0 idle TC, but oh, okay, never mind. It's like the same. Okay. So what have we scouted here? Wait, that's the wrong person. I mean, you might as well just take the back wood line instead of taking a forward wood line. It's generally going to be better because the back wood line is going to give you a little bit more security. If you're forward, he's just going to put archers here and you're going to die. Also, if you're going to place the lumber camp, place it like on the flat side, like the better, more efficiency side. Although this is not too bad in this little corner. But this would have been a better spot. Then you could wall to the house. And then, like, you just wall to here. And then Men-at-Arms come in, or Drush. And then you're just kind of safe. If you go here, how are you going to wall this in? You have to, like, go way down to here, way to here, way to here. It's just... You're just going to die to Drush if you try and make your wood line too far forward. It's so hard to just do these walls to the TC. Eventually walling out here could be okay, but it's like you need to prepare for the early game. So if you get rushed, you need to be able to make smaller walls. No one Drushes well at 1k2. Well, yeah, but even a poorly executed Drush could still do some damage here. I think your mouse cursor is hitting. Oh! That's kind of weird. Let's see. Here, let me restart Capture Age, I guess. It's kind of strange. There we go. It's now working. That's good. Alright, so what did we miss? Did a boar die or something? I wasn't paying attention. But, anyways. Let's see. Lost a Vil. Okay. Yeah, obviously we don't have the, we don't have the stats from the start of the game anymore, but it's fine. So down a Vil here. Oh, dang. We're down like 2 Vils somehow. What is this? Didn't get Loom either. Was it down 2 Vils? What's up with that? Idle time. Oh, yeah, there must have been some idle time there, too. Okay, whoa, wow, another 7. So we're down 2 Vils. That is, like... Yeah, oh, that's the wrong hotkey. Yeah, at this level, like, you're really just fighting against yourself a lot of the time. It doesn't really matter what your opponent does. If you just focus on good play yourself, then you will... It will have more benefit than trying to counter your opponent or whatever. 20 plus second idle, yeah. Okay. So barracks coming out on the front. See, it's kind of tricky though, because it's like you're gonna start these far walls, but that makes it so that your villager's gonna be really exposed to the enemy scout if it comes in, and also it's gonna take a while to wall. Also, if you're gonna play Men-at-Arms, you don't really want big walls anyways to start, because you can't actually finish your walls early when you make these big walls. This house down here never made sense too. You should have never sent a Vil just randomly to build this house. This house should have been, I mean, I probably would have built it closer to here with one of the wood Vils. 2 houses right beside. Then it's actually useful, or on this side. But just like randomly down here, doesn't really do anything for you. And it's just a waste of walking time, like going here and then all the way up here. Okay. You didn't really scout this out properly, so you don't know if that's the best spot for it, but it looks like it is. So that was good. And, yeah, going up now. Very good. We're a little bit late because of the Lost Ville and the idle time, but anyways. You do know where your opponent's berries is, and you know he's on 2 lumber camps. You know ultra aggression, super fast aggression probably isn't coming in because he has 2 lumber camps. And that obviously requires some resources early. But he will likely go for scouts with the 2 lumber camps. But he is Britons, so you always have to have in the back of your mind that he's just going to go straight archers. 2 lumber camps standard for men-at-arms. Not really. You don't have the resources to actually spend on a second lumber camp a lot of the time, but as Malians, maybe you could do it with Malians because you have the cheaper lumber camp. It helps, but yeah, you generally don't have the resources for it. But I mean, from this point, losing a villager and then having a bunch of idle TC, the standard timings don't actually mean anything because normal timings and stuff like that are based off of not having any idle time, not losing any vills early. So once you have a considerable amount of idle time, you're just completely off of what's going to be standard. So you kind of just have to wing it from there. Okay. Going across the map, good. As soon as the 3rd one came out, you did start moving, it looked like, so that's good. And yeah, you'll be able to get to the opponent's base maybe a little late. You want to be there as soon as this is in. You're going to be about 15 seconds late. But opponent isn't walled, so you're going to be able to get in here. Yeah, you never really scouted where his gold is, though, so that's kind of bad. You should have done a loop of the back of his base. Oh. Dang. Well, if you had your scout here, you probably could have denied the wells, right? Maybe? Like right here. Where is your scout? Okay, maybe that's a little far back. He places this pretty... Oh, he doesn't tap it yet. Yeah. Yeah, if you had your scout here, just to deny that, that would have been good. But you can always just go this side. So that'll work. You know about this. I'm going to go for this, which is kind of good. It's good to go for the berries. Oh, there's a free kill. Oh, you weren't paying attention. Okay. Let's see your block micro. Where's he going? I mean, you probably should have ran from this. You might get 1. You might get 2, actually. And maybe if you micro. Oh no, you got 2, so honestly it's okay. That Malian Pierce coming into play here. I mean, if you get an archer too, it's probably worth. Okay. It's kind of worth. Could have been better microed, but I mean, both players could have microed way better there. But yeah, getting a couple of vills, now you're even. You can't feel like you're so far ahead. So you went men-at-arms. Wait, why is the range here? So your walls don't really make any sense. It's like you made these walls like you were gonna make bigger walls, and then you kind of went for the smaller walls anyways. Range probably should have been here. Range in front of here, because he's just gonna walk here. Like, why do we... If all of these walls were placed here, we could have been walled here, and then you work towards this wall after. It would have been fine. But I guess you didn't really realize that he was not going for early, like, militia. But you had all the information that you needed to make that decision, but yeah, it's kind of difficult, that's for sure. Okay. So you know he's on 2 range, because you saw so many ranges. Like, his other range must be here, right? Yeah. Oh no, that's the barracks? Oh wait, never mind. He is 1 range. Okay, never mind. Usually by the time that your men-at-arms get there, he doesn't have 2 archers already. I guess the men-at-arms were just kind of late. And Britain range is really good. Never mind. A little bit more scouting would really help, though. Just knowing stuff. You have the scout, but anyways. Oh, this is... Oh, good play by Blue to move back. Super quickly. You don't have any upgrades yet, so you can't really move out. You have enough units to push him back, though, which is nice. And is that the blacksmith? Yeah, nice. Very good. Would love to see the most important part of your base walled and not left open. That would be great. This is super vulnerable here. I don't know why people feel the need to wall the back and not wall the front. At least if you're not going to wall the front super quick, keep your army here. Wall the sides. There you go. It's coming up now, though. Okay. You got the farms down nice and early, which was good, but you never got double bit axe. So, like, skipping double bit axe is really going to hurt. It's going to hurt a lot. Now, we can check the resources collected. It's not going to be completely accurate because it was off by the first 5 minutes, but the first 5 minutes are pretty similar. Opponent's already up like 300 resources on you. And that's probably due to just double bit axe, basically. And of course, Britons collect a little bit more from the sheep, so that helps as well. But those two things combined, 300 resources could get you a lot. Like, that's kind of like 1-1 upgrades on the skirms for free. So it's not a small number, that's for sure. Skirmishers cost 60 resources each, so it's like 5 skirmishers that your opponent just kind of has for free. If you want to quantify it in military count. You never scouted this, too. I always say, if you need to scout where you're going to wall from the start of the game with the sheep. Because obviously, like, here, or even to this side would be good. But you didn't really scout, like, you scouted this now, but you didn't really scout properly, so you didn't have an idea of where you wanted to wall. That's just one of the things that you can do in the Dark Age, is just think about where you want to wall from as early as possible. It's just one of the things that you can think about in Dark Age, like, when you're just executing the build or whatever, doing the same thing every game. The things that you can actively think about are, like, how the map is laid out and how you're going to play the map. And then also the Civ matchup as well. You can consider the Civ matchup during Dark Age. I mean, you got 1-1 upgrades and you haven't moved out yet, so... I mean, maybe you could consider it. Adding some spears, but you don't even know if he's on scouts. It's kind of like... It's better to just go to Castle Age than to add all these extra things. Like, you could have just chilled behind the walls. Forget about upgrades if you're not even going to use them. And just, you could have been up already. But now you got upgrades. It's just going to delay the Castle Age timing here. Is the opponent clicked up or... No, what is the opponent spending all the resources on? Now the scouts are coming in, but... I mean, you're moving out with like 10 skirms and some spears. So, like, okay, what if you get in? Is this really going to threaten his vills? Not really. You might push him away. You're not going to kill anything. It's a pretty big risk moving out. You see scouts now, so now it's like maybe you should be a little careful. You have the spears, but still. If the spears die, all of your other guys dies. So having 3 half HP spears, it's a bit of a liability. Let's go back. Yeah. You're going to click up here. Hello. Cha-cha, hello. Hello. Click up. Cha-cha. This is not important. There we go. Ay. That was a long time. So, spamming your TC button a little bit more frequently will help a lot with that. You're gonna kill some dudes here, though. If this scout dies to this spear, that'd be really good. Oh my god. Wow. Blue is potatoing so hard here. What is Blue doing? Why is he losing all of his guys for no reason? Well, this was good. So now, yeah, Blue is over investing into Feudal because he's getting Forging +1 for the scouts. That's, like, dang. Blue could have been up so many minutes ago. And then also he threw his army, so that's kind of really good for you. Okay. Well, you're going to be up. What's the plan in the next age? You still didn't check your lumber camp. You always want to check your lumber camp. I always check my lumber and mill on the way up. It's just one of the things that I do, just in case. We heard that. I tried to mute my mic, but it was too late. Still feel sick after 1 week. It's kind of uncomfortable. Okay. Oof. Scout actually gets the dude. The stand ground. Both players on stand ground. Yeah. There we go. Okay, stable's kind of late. 1 stable. Where's your market? You have no market. How are you going to spend your resources? You can't. actually. I think you decided what you were going to do in the next stage way too late. Wait a sec. Do you have auto reseed on? No auto reseed, but you just don't really have any resources. Partially due to the fact that this lumber camp is really exposed. Could have been walled a little bit better. Also, taking this lumber camp would have been good. But yeah, one stable was never enough. Honestly, if you're late to getting the army out in early Castle Age, just make TCs. Like, instead, one stable is, I don't know. Like, look at all this stuff. You would have rather had this from 2 stables or even 3 stables. Actually, this was 3 stable economy. You should have had 3 stable economy and had the 3 stables down, then you do this. But if you can't, if you don't have the stables down already, you just make TCs. Spend the resources that way. How does auto reseed work? When a farm goes to 0, your villager will spend 60 wood and automatically replenish it. But, of course, sometimes you don't want to spend 60 wood on a farm. Okay, you definitely don't want to lose knights like that. But you should be able to just spam knights and win. You just need to... Yeah, the market was really necessary here. This economy was too bad. Too imbalanced. Yeah, as long as you get +2 armor before fighting, and you have a big mass, you'll be fine. The opponent already has 22 archers again. Yeah, that's Britain for you. So really, like, all you have to do is just not take a bad fight. But you basically put a hole in your wall, so, I mean, don't put a palisade gate, especially when you're up against crossbowmen. It's just not really good. Guarantee you that all the crossbowmen are going to come here, and then just win the game. So, just a couple of houses. If the stables were on the wall, you don't even need a gate, you just rally outside. Okay, you don't have enough to fight his army, so... Yeah. Oh, you're gonna go mangonels. The problem with going mangonels against Britons is that the Britons outrange you, so it's really tough. This workshop's kind of awkward up here, but yeah, I guess you kind of needed it somewhere. It's just like a little too far, but it's kind of hard to say where you should put it based on this this map layout. Like maybe down here. Protects the gold a little better. This side is kind of not as important. You already have house walls. Although the one place that he is gonna get in is the best place for him to get in, like right here. So, all right. Anyways, what is Britain's doing? Why is he not just winning the game by killing you? What is he doing? Booming on 3 TCs apparently. Where is he? Or does he just have 1 TC? He only has 2 TCs. Oh, he only has 1 right now. Okay, but where are his guys? He should have just come across the map and won the game at some point. Alright. If you're 1 TC, you need to go all in after this, though. You need to push. You can't add TCs from this point, because you're too slow to add the TCs. You're already kind of committed to this 1 TC play. This is good, though. You'll get in. You didn't get +2 armor, though. So you can't really dive under the TC. There's the +2 armor click, but it's maybe a bit late. Yeah, just get these 3 bills and then run away. Run away. You can't run under TCs when you don't have +2. Alright. You can't throw your army either. Going in is, like, you don't know where his army is. Oh my god, what is this? There's gonna be a castle here. Well, you have army, but it's just out of position. Okay. We will see. Going in is... I don't know. Like, if Britain's army isn't here, you have to be like, okay, where's his army? Oh, that's kind of lucky that you just randomly had a villager go forward. Alright. That was like the rally point thing. Wow. Well, that kind of saved you. What a hero. What an absolute hero. Britain's just randomly making light cab. That's really good for you. Hey, you need to not lose units for free. Let's not lose units for free. I know it's hard, but you can kill them. Great. Wow, Britain's kind of potatoing here. Britain's really potatoing here. Oh my god. You're actually gonna clean this up. All you needed to do was just, like, keep his units together in a ball. But this is where knights are actually good, is when that happens. Yeah, actually, blue is kind of dead now, honestly. You were able to keep your TC running fairly well there on 1 TC. And your opponent was not able to keep his TC running very well. He didn't really build that very much, so he's going to be able to just get it back here. But, yeah, that was pretty good. You killed his army, and you stopped the castle drop. So, from this point, adding TCs is okay, because you're not so far behind anymore. So, adding a third TC, kind of a good idea. You have map control. So, you have map control, you have the better army, but you can't get in. So, what do? You expand around the map, and you make TCs. Like, you could get a TC here. Nice, beautiful. You get another TC here. You need a wood line, though, so, like, you need to expand out to a wood line. This map sucks, though. It's so hard to expand, but, you know, another one up here, maybe. Something like that. It's just a good time to expand, because there's 0% chance he's going to have units killing your guys, and if he does, you just go kill his units. And, then his situation's even worse. The one thing that you really must not do is just throw your army, though. Obviously, trying to get damage is good. This is good, but you don't want to overcommit and, like, under his castle. You don't want to commit on this, basically. You don't know about this castle yet, I think. Maybe you do. But, yeah, you definitely want to be careful, which is good. There we go. Throwing some more units. Classic. Okay. Long swords. Let's throw the game. I mean, long swords would have been an okay opening, but is it going to be good here? We'll see. I don't think it's really good to go knights into long swordsman. If you're going to go long swordsman, you would have had to do it from earlier. Long swordsman with skirms could have been okay, but at this point, we'll see. Malians is pretty good, though. They're long swordsmen, but when he has like 40 guys, it's still not going to be okay. So we're going to go long swordsman, and then we're going to add 2 more stables. What are we doing? I'm so confused. We're just making a bunch of random stuff now. You've caught up in the eco pretty much, but now we're just going to make probably some weird decisions. Finally, Bosaw coming in too. Double gold melee comp, yeah. Not necessarily the greatest. If you get a castle on this hill, it could be good, though. Just controlling this area is pretty big. Selling some wood, buying some food. Gotta get that iron casting in for no reason. Alright, sounds good. You can't take a fight against his units, so, like, getting an upgrade here doesn't really make sense. If you want to increase your military strength, you get more military units in this position. Delay your TCs. Does it make sense to from 1 to 4? Well, sometimes. In this game, it would have made sense to just Omega Boom. Because look, Britons could never run across the map that entire time. Now, Chacha doesn't really have map control anymore because, well, Britons has just made a lot more units, and Chacha just didn't make any units. But for a while there, he could have made TCs wherever he wanted, take the map, and then have a Omega Boom here. But kind of just sitting on a lot of these resources. So investing these resources into economy earlier would have been good, but now it's time to go up. Now it's time to get a castle, a juicy castle here, and go up. And then play towards the late game. Early castle age, the longswords can overwhelm the archers. Sometimes. But unfortunately, it was not early castle age when we clicked the longswordsman upgrade. And it never got used either. Too bad you got longswordsman instead of having the resources to click up here. And also iron casting. Like, if you just didn't get iron casting. Okay, so let's, how about we put that here? I mean, yeah, it covers this, but how about you get may I interest you in a castle on a hill and a TC on the low ground here? How about that? Sounds a little bit better than putting the castle on the low ground. Just a little bit, to me. All right, because this is such a good place to push from. It doesn't give you anything, and it doesn't even secure this either, because he can just go here. Yeah, I mean TC on the far side would have been good too. So, gonna make knights. All right, you're gonna be up against those Briton Arbs. Malians without Blast Furnace, but you do have the unique tech, Farimba. So you will have extra attack on your dudes. But will you be able to get a good engage? Britons has insane numbers of units now. That's a lot. He's getting yeomen as well. Taking that, that's good. You never took any relics, but it's okay. Really passive, though. The whole point of Cav is that you can run around. Like, imagine you were running around with your units. You would maybe see this. You would have maybe denied this. At some point. Your opponent didn't really take a lot of wood, though. Look, his only wood is here. That's disgusting, actually. But imagine if you were active with your military. You'd see this. You'd see this. You'd be maybe able to hit this. But, like, cavalry is not a unit where you just chill. There's no chill with cavalry. This is the kind of play you do when you're blue with his crossbowman, where you just sit in mass. Farimba coming in. Armor's coming in. Good. 70 crossbowmen. That's disgusting. How the gaming going? Okay. I went against Ant-Man, and he Spanish picked on Nomad. It was kind of disappointing. Other than that, pretty good. Okay. So, taking the relic now. Very good. But you honestly need a backline. Like, unless he just decides to put his guys in an open field like this and you just get a 6 around, it will never be good. You'll never take a good fight against this. You kind of need to add in skirms. Without Bracer, it's kind of awkward with Maulians, but they do have the final armor, so you should still be able to make it work. The main thing is, if Blue just adds some halbs, your army's dead, so you kind of need skirms behind this. Tigui does nothing. Oh wait, did we get Tigui? Yeah, it does nothing. Why are we getting two-handed swords and we got a back line? We don't need another front line unit. Isn't it awkward anyway against Britons? Yeah, exactly. So, it's fine. There we go. Oof. Imagine if you had the castle on the hill. Imagine. Instead of the Britons getting all of his archers on the hill, you get your castle on the hill. Then this wouldn't be a problem. But he's actually just killing you by ranging your unit, your everything, actually. Is there really a way to win at this point? Yeah, oh yeah. The game is even. Just Cha-Cha is just making poor decisions in terms of unit choice here. So is Blue. Blue should have halves at this point. And instead of making more arbs when he has almost 80 of them, he should just make some halves. It would be a lot better. I mean, raiding is good, but that doesn't do anything against this. Cavalier can still take a fight versus the arbs. Yeah. These guys won't even be able to touch them at all. The ideal composition for Britons here is Arbalister. Well, I mean, technically Longbowman if you can get to it, but more realistically, Arbalister, Halberdier, and Trebuchets. Werewolf Trebuchets. Oh, you mean versus Britons. Yeah. Bombards don't really work because these things have 12 range, or 11 range, sorry. But, yeah. Cavalier can be good. Cavalier, Skirm, you can't really do Onager against these things. You don't have Siege Ram with the Civ either, so it's a bit awkward, but Cavalier Skirm is fine. You could get Bombards to kill the Trebs, though. Could be okay. No, you can't raid them to death. You can try, but it won't happen. And, I mean, rule number 1 of killing a Death Ball is not sending units one by one to their deaths. Rule number 1, max out, then you're both maxed, then you take a fight. But if you ever send units into this and you're not maxed, you will always have more. You have like double the bill count, but anyways, we're gonna speed it up here. think we learned everything that we needed to. Adding some more of these. You can continue to raid, but he will be able to defend. Skirms without Brazier work versus 11 range Arbiters. Yeah, I mean, the Skirms are all about having the armor. That one less range doesn't matter too much here, because you should be microing them close to the Arbs when you can. Disgusting. Adding Cavalier, but you sent your whole army to its death to kill a few Bills. Instead of raiding with Cavalier at that stage, you needed to mass and then take a big fight against his units. Using all of your gold units to kill food units, basically villagers at this stage, is just not really great. Now you're just not gonna have enough. Won't be enough. Well, maybe if he doesn't micro. But, I mean, that's only half his army, right? Okay. Clean that up. It's because he split his army. Rule number 1, Britain's death ball, keep it all together. Don't split it up. This will actually all get cleaned up now. With archers, you really need mass. That's still only half his army. Okay, so imagine if the Britain player decided to just make a sensible unit choice decision, aka adding in halbs. You only really need like 40, 50 arbs, and then you add in halbs. You don't need like 80. So, if he just had 30 halbs, he'd be fine. But actually, Blue may have just thrown the game. Although, wait, look at his resources, though. Imagine, like, it just needs to spend the resources, basically. Yeah. Just needs to spend the resources. Oh, who wants to make a monastery up here? Is there a relic or something? There. Finally, a good castle. Nice. That's what we like to see. It's so hard to fight enemy Britain Trebs, though, when they have Warwolf. So even if he gets Trebs here, normally you'd put your Trebs here and then kill his Trebs, but his Warwolf guys just kill you. Beautiful. Britain's kind of just making 80 arbs again. And if he wants a real death ball, he should make Longbow. Oh man, he's gonna be over 100 arbs. 100 arbs. Oh, it's too many. You can't even control that many. Huh. Nice tower. Nice. Great. I don't know. I don't know about that one. Alright. That was a little potato. We have 2 military. So giving Blue all that was maybe not the greatest call. Okay. Never take a fight until you're maxed. Just that is my #1 advice. Look. You're moving across the map when you're 150. 150 pop, he's 200 pop. He's always gonna win that. Like, no matter what. You're still not dead.
Patata potato.
So passive. Patata potato. Whatever you say. Yeah, you can kill this with his arms. Remember, light cap can be good. The fact that you went into 2-handed swordsman was just not the play here, though. Not the play. The castle goes down. I hope you max out. You did a good job of rebooming, though. Blue did a horrible job of rebooming, so you're probably generally pretty good at late game, I would think, based on the fact that you kind of know how to reboom, which is good. You don't have Handcar yet, though. I mean, these are just trash units for you. Wait, did you lose that, or? Oh, no, that was him. Oh, my God. You just killed his whole army again. Well, no, never mind. He has 83. Why doesn't Blue just have all of his military in the same place? He will never lose his military if he stops trying to split it. Maybe he should make a raiding unit to raid. like light cap, and not Barbalist. Pretty much maxed out, so yeah, you're gonna take out all of his traps. This is looking bad for blue now. You should take all of his traps instead of throw your guys into our mass. That'd be pretty cool. Alright. Why doesn't blue just micro? I know. Why doesn't he just have his units together? He doesn't even need to micro. If he has all of his units sitting on a hill, they will never die. And blue refuses to make more vills, so actually, orange is gonna win this. Yeah, because blue keeps splitting his units and losing them. This is the kind of play that's good when you have cavalry. That's what light cav are for, is split them in and raid, but you can't use your arbs to raid like this at this stage of the game. It's just gonna get cleaned up by cav, which is what's happening every time. Who are we coaching though? Well, Chacha is the one who redeemed, so. But it's worth it to talk about what both players could do sometimes. Yeah, I mean, these cav are just gonna win the game from here. Look at all the gold in the bank too. Skirms would have been good. And I mean, they should still be good because blue should just have Hals. But blue never made Hals, so yeah, blue just GG's right here. That's the last of his stuff. He's adding in Hals finally, but he's already dead. It's way too late. I don't know why these things are flashing on the mini-map, but alright. Yeah, blue's dead. GG. Well played. He kind of just fell apart. He had a plan, but didn't have part 2 of a plan. Just had part 1. Nice. Nicely done. Nicely adapted to the situation. So it was one of the games of all time. Vils wins games. Yeah, this is a prime example of why high-level players are always stressing, get to like 120 to 140 Vils. And yeah, your opponent will never be able to win. Well, not never, but yeah.